First of all, President Zelensky, it's a great pleasure to host you. I have had possibilities of visiting Kiev and you many times, and I have presented this invitation many times. It's great that you had a possibility of coming. President Zelensky wished also that in combination with this visit, he would like to meet also Nordic prime ministers, and during these weeks we have, with your people and Nordic people, done a lot of work to make this succeed, and it does. Later on today we will have a meeting of 6 persons, 2 presidents for prime ministers. We had a short discussion already about our bilateral relations. Well, I told Mr. President that we will support and continue to support you. The 15th package is now under preparation, and I'm sure that the next one is 16th. So we continue that. When we met last time in January in Kiev, we talked about peace too. We know your plans about that, and maybe even a peace conference. That is what we support. Peace is very important to have a just peace for Ukraine. We talked about the global situation also because it seems that the Russian attack in Ukraine and Ukrainian defense have raised also issues globally which are not directly linked to the war, but nevertheless do touch nations and opinions. In a way, it seems that there is a competition of nations' souls going on worldwide. And I was in South Africa. Mr. President, you talked with President Xi. It's very important that the correct message is given worldwide in these circumstances, and we cooperate in that too. So with these short comments, we can come back later on in the evening. I will give the floor to you. Please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thanks for hosting us.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Dear Mr. President, dear journalists, first of all, I would like to thank you. I prepared some words. I think it's very important to say, to address to you, to your society. And thanks for this invitation to visit Helsinki. And I feel this visit will be very productive. Our delegation will come back home with what our soldiers and all who work for our defense are expecting. And when we are strengthening our lines of defense, when we are restoring our borders, we are making tougher and stronger the borders of all our partners. We think so, and we believe in it. All our partners, of course, Finland, and the old capital of the aggressor state is within several hundreds of kilometers from here, from Helsinki. But due to our joint security efforts, your historic winter fight for freedom, and our brave fight now, and our partners' current force, due to our joint efforts, the aggressor will never make its way to Helsinki. And I want to express on behalf of all Ukrainians, to all Finnish people, our admiration with your courage. And in Ukraine, almost really every bookstore sells the books about your war for freedom, or the memories of your national hero, Marshal Mannerheim. It speaks a volume. And of course, it was defense from Russian aggression, the main topic of our today's negotiations, all defensive aspects. Finland consistently supports our freedom and territorial integrity and our sovereignty and all the principles of international law on which peaceful coexistence between nations depends. And I am grateful for already 15 packages, like Mr. President said, of military aid. It's crucial for us, and that Finland has provided to us, to our people, to Ukraine. And today we have agreed to speed up the delivery of the 15th package and have begun the preparation of the next 16th defense package, which is so important for us. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Finland and President personally support our efforts to bring a lasting and just peace for Ukraine, for all our land and all our people. It's on this basis that we cooperate to implement our peace formula. And I thank you, Mr. President, both for your personal contribution to strengthening the global coalition working to stop Russian aggression, and for your help in implementing the points of the peace formula. I thank the entire Finnish society, every family and every company, every public figure and politician who help our country and our people. And we appreciate that Finland was one of the first who respond to requests for help when massive missile strikes by Russian terrorists were directed against our country's energy infrastructure, schools, universities, etc. And I thank the business of Finland for the assistance coordinated with the Finnish government and the timely delivery to Ukraine of the energy equipment we needed. And of course, we shall discuss today. We'll have possibility our cooperation in matters of European and Euro-Atlantic integration, and I thank Mr. President for expressing his support for Ukraine. We also will discuss preparation for the next EU sanctions package against Russian aggression, against Russia for this terror, as well as compliance with existing sanctions, which Russia is constantly trying to evade. All of us should remember that the harder we put pressure on aggressor, the faster the aggression will end. And I believe that this year will be decisive for us, for Europe, for Ukraine, decisive for victory. Thank you, Finland. Thanks, everyone who helps us. Slava Ukraine. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
And then we have time for a few questions. First, Petja Pelli, Helsingin Sanomat.
So, hello. Like I said, my name is Petja Pelli, and I will ask a question on behalf of two national Finnish newspapers, Helsingin Sanomat and Ilta-Sanomat. So this is a question mostly to President Zelensky, but President Nійnісте can also share his views, of course. So first of all, Mr. Zelensky, welcome to Finland.
Thank you very much.
And if I counted correctly, Finland is now the 5th European country and the first Nordic country that you visit after the full-scale Russian attack started. So, of course, we are curious to know why Finland. So can you please explain the reasons why you chose to visit Finland and not some other possible country, and also why you chose this particular time for your visit? Thank you.
Thank you very much. If I can, I will answer in Ukrainian language. Чому Фінляндія? По-перше, ми партнери. По-друге, у нас сьогодні буде потужний саміт Nordic Countries, і він дуже важливий. Це посилення безпеки в регіоні, безпеки на нашій території і посилення наших можливостей, щоб захистити себе. Посилення нас на полі бою. Я буду відвертий з вами. 15 пакетів – це не цифри. Це перш за все не кількість зброї, а кількість збережених життів. І тому я тут, щоб дружні країни підтримали нас ще більш потужніше, і щоб у нас була можливість мати успіх в наших відповідних, абсолютно справедливих контрнаступальних діях по деокупації суто української території.
And the next question we will have from Anna Karsley, Danish Broadcasting Corporation.
Yes, hello. The first part of my question goes out to you, Mr. Zelensky. You have told us several times that you need fighter jets from your friends and allies. So given that I'm a Dane, I'm asking you, when do you believe that you will actually get a delivery of Danish fighter jets, given that you're meeting Nordic friends later today? And to President Nійnісте, you're today hosting the Nordic Summit. You have fighter jets as well. What are we waiting for? What are the Nordic countries waiting for?
Who will start, Mr. President?
The first question
Maybe
was
you.
for you, but I'm ready to begin.
Yes, please.
If I begin, yes, if you have followed the discussion raised by Ukraine, but also others taking part of that, it has been dealing with F-16 fighters. We do not have them. We do have Hornet fighters, which are quite old, and you have to keep in mind that there are not very many Hornet countries in Europe, and not very many Hornets neither. So the question, I guess, is that is it useful to create many different service structures, for example, and on the other hand, it's very clear that Finnish position is geographically a bit different than most of the European and NATO countries. So we have made a very extraordinary purchase during the time of Hornets and renewed it now by buying F-35s. They are extremely big purchases for a small country. Why? Because we are very decisive that we need a strong protection. And that's why it we couldn't give up the Hornets before we get the new ones. And unfortunately, the Hornets at that time are, well, practically finished.
But we like your aircraft. Just you to know.
Yep. They are good ones.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody knows it.
And your neighbors know it. It's good. Так, я з приводу того, що чи потрібні нам aircraft, я багато разів сказав, без будь-яких секретів, можу повторити, нам потрібні, дуже потрібні. Чи будуть вони у нас і чому я вірю, що будуть, я впевнений. Але так відбувається ця війна, що ми повинні постійно довести це на полі бою. Спочатку ми йдемо вперед, показуємо, що за 3 дні нас не можна захопити, потім нам дають якусь зброю. Після цього ми знов йдемо вперед, просимо далекобійну артилерію. Відбувається по-різному. У нас знов є складний успіх, але тим не менш після цього нам дають відповідну зброю. І тому чому я впевнений, що у нас будуть літаки? Тому що скоро у нас будуть наступальні дії. І після них, я впевнений, нам дадуть літаки. Хотілося б все, щоб було б все навпаки, нам було б так легше. Але є, як є, і ми за все вдячні.
And then our final question is for Lauri Nurmi, Iltalehti.
Lauri Nurmi from the Finnish news outlet Iltalehti, a question for President Zelensky. What kind of security guarantees do you expect from NATO at the Vilnius summit? What kind of security guarantees Ukraine needs? And then, what is the main goal, the main objective of your coming counter-attack? And then a question for President Nійnісте. Does Finland support the membership, Ukraine's membership in NATO? Tukeeko Suomi Ukrainan NATO-jäsenyyttä? Thank you very much. Slava Ukraini.
Will you?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President. По-перше, ми дійсно підтримали постійно Фінляндію, і щоб вона була членом Альянсу, щоб вона була членом НАТО, і ми вас вітаємо з цим. Тому, коли ви скажете, запитуєте, які гарантії безпеки потрібні Україні, такі самі. Найкраща гарантія безпеки для України не тільки сьогодні, ви знаєте, що ми про це говоримо вже велику кількість років. Говоримо і хотіли, і показували своїми діями тощо. У нас навіть це є в Конституції нашої держави, геополітичний напрямок, який обраний нашим народом. І тому найкраще і найпотужніше гарантії – це членство в НАТО. Поки йде війна, ми не будемо в НАТО. Ми це чітко усвідомлюємо. Але ми хотіли би, щоб, окрім відкритих дверей, партнери назустріч нам робили також якісь потужні кроки, які б мотивували українське суспільство, що це не тільки відкриті двері, не тільки якісь, щось таке в майбутньому. Ми хотіли би підтримку сьогодні. І сьогодні політичну підтримку в цьому напрямку ми хочемо, щоб було запрошення для України. А на цьому шляху, поки у нас йде війна, нам потрібні гарантії безпеки. Сьогоднішнього часу, поки ми ще не в НАТО. Але в будь-якому випадку наша ціль – мати повноправне членство в Альянсі. Це одна із причин, чому я сьогодні тут. Друга причина, або, якщо чесно, пріоритет – це посилення нашої армії. Про це я сказав, до цього я вже відповів. Посилення чим, я не хочу йти в деталі, якщо ви не проти. Дуже дякую.
Unfortunately, they forgot to give me translation part. Yes, but translation, I meant. I didn't hear it. But undoubtedly it was very wise.
Yes.
Good. The basic elements here are NATO has made a decision in Bucharest 2008 concerning Ukraine, Georgia. And then the other basic element is open doors policy, which is clearly stated. In Vilnius, it's very important that NATO, all the NATO countries, can have a common voice on this. That's the most important. We have heard now a bit different voices concerning, for example, our membership, still concerning Swedish membership. The NATO is stronger if it gives one common voice. And this is what we have to discuss before Vilnius, what we are going to do with these basic elements on basis here.
Thank you. This concludes the press conference, and we will continue with the media also in the afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Thank you.